Hey, it's your boy Tay2 Customs. What are you lot saying? I want to kick things off by saying happy holidays to you and your families. We're going to lock in on one more custom before the new year, but for the first time, we're going to do a his and hers, Mr. and Mrs. Claus customs. Let's get into it. As always, we have to do the prep work, which starts off by taking out the laces and hitting the uppers with acetone and a cotton round to get to the base leather. Now usually I will take the drill after the design, but I found it would often scuff the paint, so this time around I'm going to do it beforehand. And whatever we do to the Mr. Claus Air Force, we have to do to the Mrs. Claus Air Force too. Imagine guys, I've actually found a method that makes taping a lot better with a stronger hold. So this time around, I wasn't pulling out my hair. Diving straight into the lace up, which is to enjoy the time you have with the people that mean the most. Listen, I love holiday season. Good food, good vibes, good people. But if 2024 has flown by just as quickly for you guys, I've realized I haven't actually spent as much time with my loved ones as I wanted to. But we don't have them forever. So while we have that time, while we are strong, our memories are intact, take some time to spend with the people that mean the most to you. And now that the Cricut machine has done its thing, we can transfer the design onto the shoes. And whatever we do to one, we have to do to them all. Looking clean. Now onto my favorite part, the painting process. I'm going to be making 3 separate colors, a deep metallic-y green, a deep bronze red, and a gold to create a wrapping paper-like design. So now I've got all the colors in place, let's mix some paint. Now that the paint is all mixed, we're almost ready to lay it down. But instead of painting onto the raw leather, we're going to be adding some adhesive promoter just to help the paint stick down. I'm gassed guys, because for the first time I get to use my new spray booth. Shameless plug, check out my previous video to see me build it. And as always guys, low and slow is the best way forward. We're going to take our time to build up those layers in increments so we have a strong colour finish. not forgetting that Mrs. Claus needs the same treatment. Now that the first layer of paint is laid down, we can begin to apply the second part to the design. So I'm going to use my transfer tape to pull up the wrapping paper design and lay it down onto the shoe. Now I'll keep it absolutely 100 with you guys. I did it a long way the first time out, which I later corrected on shoes 2, 3 and 4. Instead of laying down the whole design, I weeded out the waste material on the mat and then picked up the usable design. Remember guys, to always think about efficiency as well as creativity. Now that the design is heat secured, you can go ahead and lay down that base coat. And you guys have heard me say it before, laying down a halfway base coat will mean that your top coat has got less work to do to reach that rich colour. A little trick I picked up from other customizers: if you strain your paint before pouring it into your airbrush, then it will help it to clog up a lot less. And trust me, you want your airbrush to clog up a lot less. Now let's lay down that rich red. Looking good. No drip areas, no color fade or scuff marks, looking the way it's supposed to. In order to lay down the last color, I've got to take up the first set of stencils. Stencils up, I'm gonna lay down the gold using a paintbrush. This was by far the longest part, but it is the most important. Now let's take up those stencils and hope that there's not a lot of colour bleed through. And I'm pleased to say that the colour bleed through was at a minimum, just to do some touch-ups. And through the power of editing, the touch-ups are done. The eye test was kicking hard from the Christmas meal because I completely forgot to record the next part, but here are the results. Now let's see if my new taping method lives up to the hype. Very clean, I like it. I'm a big fan of chunky laces, and I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but I have found that their products are high quality, easy, and everyone can do it. Now let's lace these bad boys up. Heat setting the aglets to lock in the laces and to prevent fraying. Trimming up the ends to make it look nice and neat. And just like that, we're done. It's been a crazy year and I'm grateful to all of you. If you're down for 2025, then let's do this thing one more time. I'm Tay2 Customs and this is what I do, and it's the holidays! I'm hitting you guys with the all wrapped up customs. His and hers, Mr. and Mrs. Claus custom footwear with Christmas themed baubles and trees, luxury Mr. and Mrs. Claus font laid down with a wrapping paper style colorway laced up in chunky white laces. I'll be honest guys, these are one of my favorite customs that I've done today. Simple, but yet comes off so clean. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's been along this journey. And trust me when I say there's going to be bigger and better in 2025. And if you're down, keep it locked right here. But I'll see you guys in the new year. Tay2 Customs signing out. But remember to always walk in your creativity. Peace.